Hello and welcome to a video lesson on the area of triangles, trapezoids, and rhombuses. So, first thing we're going to start off with is explaining the area of a triangle. You guys should already know what this is, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up there anyway. The formula for the area of a triangle is area is equal to 1/2 base times height, where height is represented by the altitude and base is the bottom of the triangle. Let's go ahead and cover all of the area formulas while we're in it. So, the area of a rhombus has the same properties as a parallelogram, so you guys can use area is equal to base times height. But there's also another interesting property of rhombuses in that the area. It's also got this interesting formula in that the area of a rhombus is equal to 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So those are two area formulas for a rhombus. You can do the base times the height, or you can do diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 times 1/2. Our formula for a trapezoid is going to be the average of our bases, so base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2, times our height. Okay, so those are your three formulas. So let's do some examples with those. So the first one I've got here is a triangle. 10, 6, I don't give you the height, so we're going to have to figure it out. 6 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared. I need to use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what my height is. That's 36, that's 100. I'll subtract 36 from both sides, so I get x squared is equal to 64. Take the square root, that's 8. So the area of this triangle is going to be 1/2 times 6 times 8. 24. Okay, this triangle is a little different because it's not a right triangle. I can't figure out the base and the height real easily. I'm going to have to draw my height in, and then I'm going to have to use some math to figure it out. First off, I know it's an isosceles triangle because the sides are the same. So that means this altitude is also going to split this side in half. This is going to be 4, and this is going to be 4. And look at that. Now I've got a right triangle. So I'm going to figure out my height first. 4 squared plus h squared equals 18 squared. Do that on my calculator, so I'll show you guys what that looks like. 18 squared, 3 to 24. 4 squared is 16. So 16 plus h squared is equal to 324. Subtract 16 from both sides, so 324 minus 16 is equal to 308. H squared is equal to 308. Take the square root of 308. I get 17.5. So my height is equal to 17.5. My base is equal to 8. So I'm going to type that in my calculator. 1/2 times 8 times 17.5. And I end up with 70 as my answer. So the area of this triangle is 7. All right? Example 2. This one is a rhombus. Go ahead and label it so that way you guys know it's a rhombus. Alright, and I give you parts of the diagonals. So I could go through the work of trying to figure out what the bases are by just filling in a lot of these using Pythagorean theorem, but it's going to be a lot easier in this case to use the diagonal formula, which is the new one that I want you to practice with anyway. So that formula is 1/2 times diagonal 1 Doesn't matter which one you label as diagonal 1. But if I take one of them, 6 plus 6 is 12. The other one is 4 plus 4, so that would be 8. So 48 is the area of this rhombus. Example 3. So I need my base and my height for my trapezoids. So I'm going to go ahead and figure that out. 10 plus 16 divided by 2 times my height. I'm going to have to figure out what my height is still. So I'm going to draw that perpendicular line so I can figure out what it is. And I haven't given you guys enough information, so let me fill this in so you have more information. We'll say this one is 30 degrees. Okay? So now that I say that's 30 degrees, now I can figure this out. It's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is 2x is equal to 5, so x is equal to 2.5. There. So now that I have enough information, 10 plus 16 divided by 2 times my height, which is 2.5. 26 divided by 2 times 2.5. So that ends up being 13 times 2.5. The area of this trapezoid is 32.5. Alright, one more example. One more trapezoid. Going to again set it up with what I know. My bases are 6 and 10. And my height I'm going to have to solve for. Okay. Good. Looks like I didn't give you enough information, so I'm just going to fill that in to be 45. All right. So if I want to figure out what my height is, I'm going to set this up as 7 is equal to x root 2, because this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. I'll divide both sides by root 2. 7 over root 2 is equal to x. Remember, we never leave anything like that, so I'll multiply top and bottom by root 2. 7 root 2 over 2 is my x, which is right here. All right. So now I have enough information to go through and figure this out. 16 over 2 times 7 root 2 over 2. That's going to be 8 times 7 root 2 over 2. I'll just type it into my calculator at this point. 8 times 7 square root of 2 over 2. 39.6. So the area of this trapezoid is 39.6. Alrighty. Go ahead and do the homework quiz, and I will see you in class.